You know how when you decide to get in shape, the absolute worst thing you can do is just wander into a massive, echoing gym with zero plan.
Oh, absolutely. You just stare at all the complicated machines and panic.
Right. You feel completely intimidated and, well, you usually just leave after 10 minutes on a treadmill. I mean, it's overwhelming.
It really is.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why today's source material is so fascinating.
Yeah, welcome to today's deep dive. Today we're looking at this really specific instructional blueprint. It's designed to help A2 to B2 learners build an, quote, English brain.
Yeah, and it's built entirely around preventing that exact type of day one gym panic you just mentioned.
Exactly. And just so we're all on the same page, building an English brain basically means developing the ability to think directly in English, without having to mentally translate everything from your native language first.
Right, which is huge for those A2 to B2 learners. They already know the basics, but they just aren't quite fluent yet.
So our mission today is to really unpack this highly regimented guide. We want to figure out what its specific rules tell us about, like effective, anxiety-free learning.
And I have to say, the sheer precision of this routine it's wild. A session must be exactly 3 to 5 minutes long.
Wait, exactly 3 to 5. That's it?
That's it. It opens, gives exactly 3 practical tips with daily life examples, forces an interactive reflection, and then it closes with a single daily action.
That is incredibly structured, but I mean, why those specific limits? Like, why just 3 tips?
Well, the brain's working memory can really only hold so much new audio at once.
Yeah.
By capping sessions at that 3 to 5 minute mark, and strictly limiting the content, this framework actively prevents cognitive overload.
Oh, I see. It stops the listener from just drowning in new information.
Exactly. It forces a psychological shift from passive listening to active engagement.
So instead of a vague, huge goal like get fluent, you get this highly predictable bite-sized plan. You do your 3 reps and you're done.
Right. The interactive reflection and that single daily action at the end, they take this massive, daunting concept of an English brain and instantly ground it in practical reality.
But wait, I have to push back a little here. If the resistance is kept that low, how do they ever actually get fluent?
What do you mean?
Well, the framework strictly mandates using short sentences, inserting written pauses for audio rhythm, and avoiding difficult vocabulary entirely. Aren't we just, keeping them in the shallow end of the pool?
I mean, it seems like coddling at first, right? But you have to look at the source's workaround.
Okay, what's the workaround?
The rules state that if a difficult word absolutely must be used, the instructor has to provide an immediate, simple explanation. You aren't avoiding complexity forever.
Okay. You're just breaking it down instantly. So instead of letting them hit a brick wall of confusion, you're just giving them a stepping stone.
Exactly. And then you reinforce it. The blueprint insists on repeating key ideas in different simple ways.
Right, because that repetition allows the brain's pattern recognition software to naturally catch grammar rules.
Which optimizes the whole process for deep comprehension rather than just rote memorization. The language is perfectly calibrated so the brain doesn't shut down.
Wow. That actually explains the emotional directives in this blueprint, too.
Oh, the tone guidelines.
Yeah. Reading through it, it doesn't just dictate the words, it dictates the whole vibe. It commands a warm, conversational tone, requires light humor, and literally tells the instructor to use phrases like, here's a simple idea.
Well, mechanical simplicity just won't work if the learner's emotional state is blocking the information. Neurologically speaking, when we're afraid of making a mistake, the amygdala, the brain's fear center, it can literally block the language processing centers.
Wait, really? So anxiety physically prevents you from learning the language?
Without a doubt. An English brain simply cannot be built in a state of stress.
That is fascinating.
Yeah, the light humor and relaxed pacing, they signal to the listener's nervous system that they are safe to experiment and fail. Knowledge simply thrives when fear is removed.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? If you are trying to build an English brain or master any complex skill, really success relies on structured simplicity, strategic repetition, and a deeply relaxed environment.
Lowering the barrier to entry is just as important as the practice itself. You can't skip that step.
Which leaves us with a final thought to mull over. This framework insists on leaving the learner with just one simple action they can do today.
Just one.
Right. So if lowering anxiety and focusing on just one tiny daily step is the secret to literally rewiring a brain for a new language.
Yeah.
Could our tendency to overcomplicate our goals be the exact thing blocking us from mastering anything new?
That's a really good point.
I mean, next time you walk into that massive, intimidating gym of a new skill, maybe just look for the single easiest weight to lift.